Alright, first bites. Mmm.
That is really good.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday. Sorry I missed you last week, but we were out hiking. We had a great trip in the Bishata Mountains, and now we're back. So in today's video, I'm going to be making lentil rice burgers. This recipe is based off of a recipe I found on the blog Straight Up Food. So the original recipe is for a lentil rice loaf. So I'll post the recipe in the video description down below, so make sure you check out that link. I really like that blog because all of her recipes are vegan, oil-free, no processed foods, very healthy, easy to make. So most veggie burger recipes follow a similar pattern. They all have a base, which consists of some type of bean and then a short grain rice. And then of course you need veggies to make it a veggie burger. So in this one we're using mushrooms, carrot, onion. You can also use celery, bell pepper, corn, whatever veggies you like. And then you need something to hold it together, like a binder. So in this recipe we're using oat flakes, because once they get wet they'll turn a little sticky. And also the short grain white rice will work well. It's quite starchy, so it'll hold the patties together nicely. You also need something to moisten the burgers. So we are using tomato paste in this recipe. I've also seen recipes that use ketchup, barbecue sauce. Those will work well. And then of course you need to season the burgers however you like. You can use fresh herbs, dry herbs, pepper, salt. We're gonna add some soy sauce to these. Most veggie burger recipes follow that pattern. So as long as you use a bean, some rice, whatever veggies you have on hand, some seasonings, and then something to bind it together, you'll be good to go. So to make this recipe, you need a half cup of brown green lentils, a half cup of short grain white or brown rice, 2 cups of water, a tablespoon of veggie bouillon powder, or you can use 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. You'll need a teaspoon each of dried rosemary, dried thyme, and dried oregano, and of course plenty of black pepper to taste. You also need 1 yellow onion, 1 carrot, about a handful of fresh mushrooms, a small can or jar of tomato paste, 1 cup of oat flakes, and a tablespoon of soy sauce. So the first thing you want to do is add the half cup of lentils and the half cup of rice, the tablespoon of the veggie broth powder, and 2 cups of water to a little pot. Bring it up to a boil. Once it starts boiling, reduce the heat very low. I put it on 2 on this stovetop. Cover it and let it simmer for 45 minutes. I did that earlier today, so it's all good to go now. Just in here. Lentils, rice, veggie broth powder, and the water to cook it. The next thing you want to do is chop up all of your veggies super fine. I'm not using a food processor today because we don't have one. So I'm just going to chop everything up as small as I can. Something smells.
Smell?
Yeah.
Smells like cut mushrooms to me.
Oh yeah, it is. Weird. It just smelled like plastic to me. Or like a chemical smell. How can people eat this shit raw? Cause that smell, I was like, oh, it's some like plastic burning type thing. So I have all my veggies in here. The carrots are on the bottom there. So now we're just going to preheat the oven. I'm gonna try it at 180 Celsius, which is around 350 Fahrenheit. And then you wanna line, probably just 1 pan will do. I'm not sure how many patties this loaf recipe will make, but we already have this parchment ready from chips that we made the other night, so I just have these ready to go here. I'll just set them aside. So now I'm gonna saute these veggies in a little bit of water. So I'll bring this up until this starts steaming a little bit, then I'll throw in the veggies. So this is on a high heat. All right, looks hot enough. So I'm just gonna add in all the veggies. Whoa, look at that steam. So I'm just gonna be sauteing these for 5 minutes. Then everything should be soft enough. Near the end of the 5 minutes, you can toss in the herbs and seasonings you want to use. So I'll be adding the rosemary, thyme, oregano, and black pepper. And I know I mention this in every video where I'm sauteing with water, but if the water evaporates and things start to stick, just add in a splash or two of more water and you'll be fine. So we're just adding in the herbs now. And some black pepper to taste. You can also add salt, garlic powder. This smells good. Alright, this has been around 5 minutes. I'm just gonna turn off the heat and set this aside. And we just want this to cool off for like 10 minutes or so it's not like crazy hot before we mix everything together. So to help these veggies cool off faster, I'm just transferring them to this bowl. And then I'll mix everything together once it's more cooled off. We're also seasoning this with a tablespoon of soy sauce. This is our rice lentil mixture from earlier. And the recipe calls for like an entire small can of tomato paste. 6 ounces. So I'm just gonna put in a few scoops, maybe half of it, and see if we need to add more. And I'm gonna do the same with these oat flakes. I'll just add in a little bit, like maybe half. Wow, this is making a lot.
That's not a bad thing.
That's like every recipe I make is like, oh. We will need all of the tomato paste. I like these little jars because I'll just rinse these out and soak them in a little bit of soapy water because then the label just comes right off, and then I'll use these for my herbs at that little organic shop. Alright, I guess I'm going in. Going in, Cuba.
Get your,
Ah!
get your hands in there.
That tastes really good. We could eat it like this now, but let's make the patties. I like the tomato.
Oh, wow, this is excellent.
Yeah. So we got 9 patties out of that, big ones. And I'm gonna bake these for 30 minutes. I'll do 15 and then I'll rotate them. "15 minutes passed. Now I'm gonna flip these. It smells good in here. I don't think I can flip these. I think I'm just gonna keep baking them like this. I'll rotate them in the oven. And I'll bake them for another 15. And that should be good. So we're having the sandwiches with cucumber, tomato, lettuce, and we bought 6 rolls. Yes. Oh yeah. These aren't super crispy, but I want to eat them now. So if you let these cool a little bit, they'll be easier to take off the paper. Boom. Yes. Cool. Should we build some burgers?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it. Do you want to do it?
I can do it.
Okay. Wow, this is gonna be excellent.
I can't wait, I'm so hungry now. Because it's been like smelling really nice in here for a while.
Mmm. That is good. It doesn't have to be that crispy.
No. Good job.
Thanks. Yeah, don't forget to check out the recipe, the original recipe in the video description. And feel free to like add like garlic, what else? Celery, other beans. Oh, you have a crumb. But yeah, this recipe is a keeper for sure. Oh, you dropped a tomato.
And that's probably the healthiest burger you can have.
Yeah, it's just beans, rice, and veggies. Yeah, it's good. And I like the lentils in it. We did it!
If we had seedy bread rolls, that would be even better.
Oh, like with sesame seeds on top?
Or like whatever.
Yeah.
Even the one like we normally buy, so just keep them around.
Next time we should also make some baked chips to go along, so it's like burger and fries.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do it. I forgot.
We can do it next time. Yeah. Alright, I guess we can sit down and eat now. I'm definitely gonna make this again.